Hello YouTube, and welcome to KneeBreaker's Corner. I'm your host KneeBreaker, and here we'll be talking about all things horror, whether that be novels or comics, movies, games, or just things going on in the industry. So I feel like we should just go ahead and jump right into it for the first episode. The first thing I'm going to cover is something I didn't think I'd be talking about, at least not on here, is Doctor Strange is supposedly going to be Marvel's first horror film. Now, I don't think it's going to be a full-on horror, but that has yet to be elaborated on. I feel like maybe it'll have some elements which I could definitely enjoy seeing, especially with Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm a fan of his acting, I know some of you may be as well, and I'm just excited to see where this movie turns out. Now, Scott Adkins was interviewed by Huffington Post and went on to say that this is going to show that other dimension side. I'm sure Scott Derrickson, the director, is going to bring some of his horror elements into it as well. It's going to be a different version of the Marvel comics. So I'm excited to see exactly what they mean by that. It's going to take a while to come out, obviously, but hey, waiting for it. British developer Supermassive Games says it's no longer interested in exclusively working with Sony. Pete Samuel told MCV, "We've worked closely with Sony for as long as the studio's been around. But yes, we are an independent studio, and we are keen going forward to bring our games to wider audiences than we have in the past. It's an exciting time for us." Now, that being said, something they have in the works currently is Until Dawn 2, Rush of Blood. This game looks amazing, and the crazy twist about this one is it won't be on your TV screen. It'll be virtual reality. That's right, it's coming out for PlayStation VR. Now, one thing I was not excited about seeing with this movie was it's going to be more of a shooter than its predecessor. Now, we've been assured that things you do in this game are still going to affect how the game progresses. There will be choices you have to make that change the storyline. They weren't too keen on sharing how they were going to implement those things, but I'm kind of excited to find out how that's going to go because I've never played a shooter that goes into that kind of Telltale vibe. Speaking of Telltale games, anyone that's excited for the third installment of Walking Dead, wait no more. The studio website now confirms that The Walking Dead Season 3 is going to be unveiled at IGN's pre-E3 show on Sunday, June 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's tomorrow. Now, Telltale says they're working hard in the studio as well as with Robert Kirkman, the creator of the original graphic novel, and their friends at Skybound to take the series in an unexpected direction. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that because I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure there will be zombies. And that's basically all I expect. But the games are great. The storyline can go so many different ways. I've seen friends play it one way. I went through and did the whole thing, and I definitely recommend it. If you haven't picked up the Walking Dead games, at least try out number 1. Don't go out and buy the whole series, obviously. It may not be for you, as it is a very different game style than most. And now time for the horror movie throwback of the week, The Evil Dead. Now, what I do for the horror movie throwback of the week every time is I will watch a movie that's been out, usually one per your suggestion, and I'll review it briefly, say things maybe I liked or hated about it, and basically say whether or not I think you should pick it up. So, The Evil Dead. I grew up with this movie. I've always loved this movie, so my opinion may be a little biased. If you want a serious horror movie, do not pick this film up. However, if you enjoy campy and you want something that can make you laugh, go ahead and grab it. Bruce Campbell is great in this film, and spoiler alert, very end, he screams like a little girl. But my favorite thing about this movie is the fact that it was made to be an actual scary film. It was supposed to scare the shit out of you. And it fell way, way short with its less than B-rated acting, with horrible, horrible props. Their makeup, for instance, on their hands are basically gloves that are tearing apart, and you see their fingers poking all through them. Just things like that. Continuity errors everywhere. But it's great for some lighthearted fun if you want to laugh. Especially with the sequels, because they completely went into the campiness. They realized what their film was good for, and they rolled with it. And that is the one thing I really love about this series. So, for the next 2 weeks, I'll be doing the sequels to this one, and then I'll possibly watch the Netflix series that came out, if you guys want to see me do that. Or if you have any suggestions for upcoming throwback horror movies, let me know down in the comments. Or if there's something you feel I didn't elaborate enough on, or something you might want to see me cover next week, also comment down there. I'll check them and get back to you as soon as I can. Now I'm going to go watch Adult Wednesday Addams because one of my friends just told me about this series, and I may cover it. I hope to see you all again. Peace for tonight.